desperate liar.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Can I associate myself with the remarks that were made for Holocaust Memorial Day next Monday? We should always stand up against anti-Semitism and any form of racism. Mr. Speaker, last night the Lords voted to reinstate the Sewell Convention, that the devolved governments must give consent to legislation that affects them. Devolution is under attack from this Tory government. Powers are being grabbed back to Westminster. There is no respect for the people of Scotland, for Wales and Northern Ireland, their governments or their decisions. Yesterday, the Welsh Assembly became the third devolved Parliament to refuse consent for the Tory Brexit bill.
Absolutely.
Why is the UK government ignoring the principle of consent for our national government?
Mr. Speaker, the Right Honourable Gentleman knows full well that it is no part or implication of the Sewell Convention to break up the oldest and most successful political union in the world.
Mr. Speaker, that the Prime Minister ignores the Smith Commission, that recognises it's up to the people of Scotland to determine their future. Mr. Speaker, the Prime Minister just doesn't get it. This is an unprecedented attack. Scotland said no, and we meant it. Not only does the Prime Minister not have a legislative mandate for his bill, he doesn't. As the benches opposite Bray, it's clear that this place simply doesn't accept the reality that the Scottish Parliament speaks for the people of Scotland. The devolution settlement must be respected. Prime Minister, all three devolved parliaments and even the House of Lords have called on you to end your government's attack on devolution. Will the Prime Minister stop the attack on our Parliament?
Mr. Speaker, I agreed for a second with the Right Honourable Gentleman because he said Scotland said no and they meant it, and he was right. They said the people of Scotland said no to independence in 2014, and they meant it, and they meant it because they were told it was a once in a both by Alex Salmond and his protege Nicola Sturgeon. They were told it was and indeed by the Right Honourable Gentleman, they were told it was a once in a generation event. And the people of Scotland did it because they know full well that £9 billion net come from the UK to Scotland. 60% of Scotland's trade is with the rest of the UK, and they know they can see the vast investments in manufacturing that come from the UK to Scotland, whether it's in Rosyth, £1.5 billion in building fantastic ships in Rosyth, or at Govan, fantastic investments in manufacturing. We support manufacturing in Scotland. They support nothing except manufacturing grievances, and they know it.